Hey everybody, this is This Journey Called Life, and I'm Billionaire Charlie.
And I'm your girl, Hershey Thoughts. Thank you for tuning in for another great and amazing show. Tonight, we have a great topic. We're going to dive right into it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all ready?
Yes, this evening, we seen a clip from Cam Newton with a guy that's, young high school guy that's training camp was saying some words to him. I found it very, very disturbing that he had the respect for his elders. I mean, how you address individuals, you dig what I'm saying? Like I said, I can't blame the parent because I don't know the parent personally. But when I seen his actions, a lot of times, we got to learn how to conduct ourselves. I know it's a social media era right now and everybody doing things in a dysfunctional way, in a hateful way. But like I said, I feel like Cam Newton handled himself in a proper and respectable way, even though what the kid was saying was kind of way out of bounds, and he was slipping up when he was saying, I'm rich and this and that. I know everybody had their different opinions about the situation and how he addressed it and how the kid was spitting on the ground as he was trying to talk to him in a respectable manner. I just feel like sometimes we got to, you know what I mean, this generation be a little bit off. You know what I mean? Me personally, I would have had my belt waiting for the kid, you know what I'm saying? Because that right there is not how you address your elder. You got to have a certain respect, and especially when you're a person trying to get to the level that he's at. He done went to Auburn. He got a Heisman Trophy when he won a national championship, MVP of the NFL. Like, he done so many accomplishments in his career and then giving back to the youth. That's great leadership. You know what I mean? Now, him calling him a free agent and trash and all of that, that's uncalled for at that particular moment.
So I was going to give you guys a little bit of history. So basically, Cam Newton is at his training camp. Let's just say that. And these are teenage boys that are all surrounding him. And in the midst of it, someone starts recording as he is saying to Cam Newton, you're trash, you're a free agent. You can see in there for a moment, like, Cam Newton is responding, like, where is your parents? You know what I'm saying? But then he goes, I'm rich, you know, as a response. You could tell that it probably started to get under his skin just a little bit, because a lot of times you'll see that these young people will begin to address people as if they're on the same level. We are not the same. And I think that was the part that stood out about the whole Cam Newton situation. Number one, you're at his training camp. And honestly, if you were at a level where you were able to make these things happen for yourself, you wouldn't even be at the training camp, right? Then you have to consider that in this generation, like I taught high school, most of these students come off at people on a disrespectful level, and then they'll dial back and say, oh, I apologize for or I didn't mean it. Yes, you did. You meant exactly what you said. And I believe that being accountable is like 97% of the battle. What happens here is these students will say and do whatever, but they don't understand they're in the era, like he was saying, of social media. As soon as those cameras come on, you can't begin to take back what you said. And what bothers me about this story, as I jumped in there right when he was saying it, was you will taint your future based on something you did with a lack of maturity. You will taint it because now this young man's name is attached to it. His legacy is attached to it. And even if he goes to high places in his career, he will always be the one that was on the screen spitting and doing these things. So that's what we have to realize. I tell my students all the time, like, you may be feeling a certain way, but don't forget you represent not just yourself when you go out there. My son, you don't just represent you when you go out there. It's not just your name. It's your parents. And I guarantee his parents, when they saw that video go viral, were probably like, what are you doing? Right? Because we teach our kids all the time. The Bible says train them up in the way they should go. When they're older, they won't depart from it. But a lot of times in our absence, they make decisions on their own. Or they say certain things. And yes, the part where he was spitting on the ground, you know, as he was trying to talk to him. And Cam, even though he was saying, I'm just trying to figure out, what did you actually do? Like, because he was asking him after the fact. It was a calmer conversation where he's asking him, okay, you guys just played. What did you do? And the boy's like, check my stats out on YouTube. Like, he's still coming off on a disrespectful level. But at that point, to be honest, that boy probably did feel like Cam was coming back at him when he's asking, what did you do? Because he was probably thinking like, you know, oh, you trying to play me in front of them, ask me what did I actually do? And I get it. But at that point, you know, but before that, it was your own seeds that caused it to happen. In my opinion, it was your own, you know, like Cam said, you know, everybody's looking, but that's because you wanted an audience. You wanted people to look at you. That's the reason why you were responding the way you were, or you were doing what you were doing, because you wanted some level of attention. Why else would you do that? You know?
I look at that as a standpoint of like you trying to be an adult. And so you asking somebody to address you in that type of form. You know what I mean? And then when you start going to stats and you looking at Cam and him at that time being one of the guys that's one of the highest prospect of his high school and stuff of that nature, and you comparing yourself to that, you know what I mean? It's like, if you want to have those debates, I mean, you feel what I'm saying? But like I said before, I just feel like Cam giving back, Cam doing something in a positive tone. What was your intentions for even doing that, trying to belittle the man when he's already, he don't have to do none of that. He don't have to be there, none of that. He could literally, look, I'm going to tell you something. I've been to sports counts where the athlete ain't even there, just got other people there working it for him. He actually there. You actually get to walk and see Cam Newton. Like, come on now. Like, it's just ungrateful at that point, man.
Yeah. And to be honest, with behavior like that, like I could say, I'm not on the Cam Newton level, but I'm a teacher. And honestly, if a student was to come at me the way that he was coming to him, I would have been like, you know what? This is where we're going to part ways. At that moment when he asked for his father, he would have gone back with his father to carry on. And that would have been the end of that. Because one thing we don't do is go back and forth with children. And since he felt like he was an adult and at a place to disrespect this man, I would have kindly told him to dismiss himself. Go have several seats.
That's exactly what Darius Bryant said, a wide receiver. That's what he said. He said the same thing. He said we would have sent him home. But his parents wasn't there, man. You know what I mean?
No.
And he still gave him leniency. He said, you know what? I'm going to come see what you got. You talking all this, we're going to see. You know what I mean?
Even though his parents weren't there, that would have been his last day at the training camp. Honestly, I'm not even being funny, because I feel like there's a level of respect that needs to come with opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Nobody owes you anything. And I think this generation that's coming up has this disposition like the world owes them something. Nobody owes you anything. And one thing we have to tell our kids, not just, you know, this particular kid, but all of our kids, you're going to work hard. You're going to be respectful. If you can't do those things, then you may not even be afforded another opportunity. Now, let's just say, going forward, no one invites him anywhere else, or he doesn't get any more open doors, because you know what? The last time you were invited to something, you were like, what if his coach says, I'm not taking you anymore? Because that right there, that was embarrassing. Even the coach that was trying to, you know, come in and ease the situation and say, you know, different things as the boy was doing what he was doing. Yo, I didn't even understand why the coach wasn't like, pulling him. When I'm with my students, even though they're not my kids, when I see my students doing something, I try to get my students out of Dodge, because I'm thinking like, you don't just represent your parents, you represent me as an educator. I'm the one, when we're on field trips, I would have moved my student quickly like, hold on, let's go. You're not about to do this. You know, we need you to come into the locker room. We need to have a conversation with you, because this is not going to work. You know what I'm saying? That's not what you're here for. We didn't bring you out here to be disrespectful. And I know your parents did not send you up. Let's fast forward. So he writes an apology on Twitter, I believe, or on social media. And his apology says his parents didn't raise him to be that way. He let his competitive side get the best of him. And that was the reason why he was talking the way he was talking. And honestly, competitive side, I know a lot of people who are competitive. He's competitive. You know what I'm saying? But there's a line between competition and disrespect. And it would have been different if it was like a part of the game. This man is on the sideline talking to you. So I don't know. Am I missing something about that? I don't think that really goes together.
Like I say, I really believe because they supposed to, the story is they was doing, what, 707 drills or something like that. And, you know, maybe they was getting bust down in the drills or whatever. And he got in his feelings, he got emotional. And he not attacking the other guys that's beating him on the field. He attacked Cam Newton, you know what I mean, with his frustration. I don't get it. But they always say, Charlie, you can't be all, what is it, logical and all of this. Like, sometimes people do stuff, you have no idea why they doing it. And you know what I'm saying? I don't get it. 707, he ain't going against Cam, he going against the other kids, and he go crazy on Cam. I don't know. Because there's no film of showing Cam saying anything to the kid. He just randomly just went crazy on Cam for some reason. You know what I mean? And
that's where we'll probably go, and they'll probably add more content to it later, because, you know, things can be taken out of context, but from what we were able to view in the video, nothing was being said except for this person, which a lot of times when you're in front of your friends and you're trying to, you know, get a good laugh, or you want to be that, you know, people that are laughing, they're not laughing, you know, with you. they laughing at you, and these are not your friends. Like, you think this your friend that's on here, and you being disrespectful, and y'all getting a little hee ha ha out of it. But one of them recorded you. One of them put you on blast. Like, they definitely made sure that everybody saw what you were doing. Like, so you got to be careful a lot of times. I tell my son this all the time. You want to sit there and do things because you think it's funny, or I'm saying this. I say whatever to whoever. And the next thing you know, you cost yourself. Are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to pay that cost of making a decision that you can't retract? You can't get it back. And that's what happens. You know, people will say things and now he apologizes, but I don't know. I don't really, even with my students, I don't like an apology that's not authentic. So you went home, talk to your parents, and your parents said you better get out there and apologize. But are you really actually sorry? Or did you mean exactly what you said when you said it? You just sorry that it was filmed, or you sorry that it got back to your mom?
I just think situations like this is a great and an amazing learning tool.
Absolutely.
What you see is that the whole world didn't agree with what you was doing. You know what I'm saying? And it should teach you, like, that was a despicable act to try to downplay somebody that's giving back to the community when he don't have to be there. See, the problem is you see all this violence and craziness going on outside these doors in these communities. And for somebody to be an athlete like that have millions of dollars, yes, he is rich. And he not just rich, he responsible because he care about the communities of the less fortunate
Enough
people.
to do what he doing, right?
You know what I'm saying? So, like, we can't do that, man. Like I said, he had a bad season. That's cool. He not a free agent. See, that's what he was wrong at right there. He wasn't a free agent. You know what I mean? He's not a free agent. He's still with the Patriots. You know what I mean? But like I said before, man, sometimes you got to educate yourself and know what you're talking about before you say it. I mean, I know you're frustrated, 7-on-7. I've been in those little training accounts. It get competitive and stuff like that. But you going at the guy, I still don't get that one. Maybe some more film will come out, but that's all I got on that, man.
I totally believe that, even like he said, this is definitely a great learning opportunity, because going forward, I keep trying to teach my students in 3rd grade that are 8 years old to be accountable. Okay, so that is something that we need to be driving home to our kids. We don't need to be telling them these false, you know, ideals in their minds so they begin to pacify or begin to try to justify their behavior. No, you need to be honest with them. If your child takes something and it doesn't belong to them, they didn't just take that, they stole it. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't just saying something because he was upset or frustrated. He was being disrespectful. You know, allow him to own that. You know what I'm saying? He would have been, in my book, you know, this is just my opinion, he would have been more, you know, it would have been more respectable for me if he would have said, I apologize for being disrespectful. And I apologize. He might even said that, but just along the lines of, I was out of line. Taking ownership of his behavior and not trying to say, oh, I was being competitive and he got the best of me. Take ownership for what you did. And that is what we're going to teach our generation to do better. Because when you know better, you do better. When we teach them to be accountable, take ownership of their actions, and then going forward, make some better decisions. Because it's not over for this gentleman. He obviously made it to the training camp, and he made a bad decision in that moment. And Cam definitely still showed him love, even though you could tell he kind of was in his feelings of like, I'm rich. Like, you talking to me like I'm one of your little friends. Remember your parents? I'm not one of your little friends. I don't think he realized
who was saying it, though. That was crazy. I think when he turned around and seen it was a kid, he was like, hold on, where your parents at? Right. I don't think he knew who was saying it because he wasn't expecting no kid to be, like, coming off like that. Bro, what the heck?
And the truth is, where are your parents? You here at a training camp and your parents are not here with you. You need to represent them better. Like, when he said, where are your parents, I felt every ounce of that.
I think it caught him all the way off guard. Like, to be honest, you're like, is a kid saying that? Like, go ahead.
I know you lied.
Oh man, but
man.
I mean, that's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah,
man.
It's a good topic though. Let us know what you think in the comments. Tell us,
we got it's teachable moments right there, man. You gotta learn, man. As an athlete, you gotta hold yourself, man. Because there's gonna be kids that gonna look up to him. You know what I mean? You got to be responsible with your words and how you adult yourself in the public, man. That's just what it is. But I just want to say I love everybody that's tuning in, and we respect everybody out there. Subscribe to our channel, man. We're going to keep moving in a positive sense, man. And don't support the wifey, man. She got the books in the description, too. You know what I mean? Come check us out.
All right. Don't forget to leave us a comment. Let us know your insight. Let us know what you're thinking, you know, going forward. Don't forget to watch a few more videos, and we'll see you next time.